My name is Marissa. I am 28 years old, and I come from a very poor family. I work hard every day because I need to support my little boy who lives back home with my mother. To earn money, I clean houses 4 days a week, and on the other days, I work in a small gift shop in the town. Life here is not easy, but it is better than what I had before. The biggest house I clean belongs to a woman named Mrs. Halden. She is 57 years old, lives alone, and works long hours in a textile factory. Her house is big, bright, and always cold in the mornings. I clean her living room, dust the shelves, wash her dishes, and sometimes cook simple meals for her. Even though her house is large, it feels empty. She does not smile much, but she is kind to me. She pays my salary on time and never speaks rudely. She has one son, Owen, who is around 31 years old. He does not have a job and spends most of his time with friends in another part of the city. Sometimes he visits early in the morning. He quietly sits on the sofa, turns on the TV, and drinks beer. He rarely speaks. Usually, he only says, "Hello," and nothing more. When the weather is nice, he sits outside on the terrace with a bottle in his hand. Every time he leaves empty bottles behind, I carry them to the basement. The basement is dark, cold, and smells like dust. I never like going down there, but it is part of my work. I always try to finish quickly before my fear grows stronger. Most days, while I am cleaning, Mrs. Halden calls me from the factory. She asks the same question, "Marissa, is Owen at home? Is everything fine?" And I always answer, "Yes, ma'am. Everything is fine." Sometimes it is true. Sometimes I just say it so she does not worry. I respect her because she works very hard, and I know she worries about her son more than she shows. She wants him to find a job and start living like an adult. I silently wish the same for him. Before coming here, I lived in Canada for a few years. I worked in a bakery, but life became too difficult after my divorce. I needed money to raise my son, so I left for better work. Every month, I send money to my mother for my child. He is only 5, and some days I miss him so much that my chest hurts. One morning, while I was cleaning the kitchen, Owen walked in looking serious. He said, "Marissa, I need your help." I stopped wiping the counter and looked at him. "What do you need?" I asked. He said he was going on a trip for a few weeks, but he did not want his mother to know. "Please don't tell her. Just say I'm at home. She worries too much." I felt uncomfortable, but there was something weak and lost in his eyes. He looked tired, like he was carrying a heavy secret. I did not want trouble, but I also did not want to hurt his mother. After a moment, I said, "Okay. I will not tell her." He gave me a small smile of relief. The next morning, I saw him leave the house with a small bag. After that, he did not return. The house became quieter. No bottles, no television, no footsteps. But every evening when Mrs. Halden called, I repeated the lie, "Yes, ma'am. He is home." I told myself I was protecting her, but inside I felt guilty. 2 weeks later, something unusual happened. Mrs. Halden came home early from work. She never came early. She looked tired and worried. "I came to see Owen," she said. "Is he here?" My heart jumped. I quickly answered, He went out this morning. Maybe he will be back soon. She sat down heavily and rubbed her forehead. He never answers my calls. I am scared something is wrong. I just want him to find work. I cannot support him forever. Her sadness touched me. I said softly, "He will be fine. Maybe he needs time." She gave me a sad smile, but her eyes looked empty. Later that day, I went to the basement. When I turned on the light, I noticed broken glass on the floor. Beer bottles were missing. Someone had been there. My heart began beating fast. I cleaned the mess and stayed silent. I did not want to panic Mrs. Halden. But the same thing happened again the next week. The back door was unlocked. More bottles gone. Someone was entering the house at night. I felt scared every time I came to work. When she called again and asked, "Is everything okay?" I lied again, but this time my hands were shaking. A few days later, I saw a tall man in a dark jacket near the back gate. When he noticed me looking, he walked away quickly. I felt fear crawl up my spine. I locked the house and stayed close to the window. One afternoon, Mrs. Halden showed me a message from an unknown number. "Don't worry, Mother. I am okay." That was all. She looked pale and said, "Do you think something happened to him?" I tried to comfort her, but even I felt something strange was happening. The next morning when I arrived, the front door was open. Drawers were pulled out in the kitchen. Something was very wrong. I called Mrs. Halden immediately. She rushed home, her hands shaking. We checked the basement together. Many beer cases were empty, and the floor was wet again. She stared at me slowly and said, "Marissa, did you see anyone?" I swallowed and said, "Only a man once, near the gate." She sighed. Maybe Owen came home." That night she cried in the living room. I heard her voice shaking. I could not sleep either. The guilt became too heavy. The next morning, I finally told her the truth. Everything. The lie. The bottles. The fear. She was silent. Then she said, "I'm coming home early today." When she arrived, we went downstairs again. The blanket that was once lying in the corner was gone. Clothes were scattered. She whispered, "He was here. My son was hiding here." That night, she waited in the living room. But no one came. The next day she told me not to come. But I felt worried and went anyway. When I entered, I heard voices. I walked slowly inside. And there he was, Owen, sitting at the table, thin, dirty, tired. His eyes were hollow. "Mother, I'm sorry," he said. "I had no money, no place to stay. I slept in the basement. I didn't want you to see me like this." Mrs. Halden cried softly and held his face. "You should have told me. You're my son." Owen looked at me with shame. "Thank you, Marissa, for helping me. I just needed time." Weeks passed. Owen changed slowly. He helped clean the house. He fixed the garden. He stopped drinking. Mrs. Halden smiled more. The house felt warm again. Months later, Owen found a small job at a supermarket. It was simple, but it was a beginning. Every weekend, Mrs. Halden baked cakes again. Sometimes she packed a small piece for my son. She would say, "This is for the little boy waiting for his mother." Life became quieter, safer, and full of hope again.
Thank you for watching this story. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed sharing it. Your support means a lot to me. If you like this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories. Share this story with your friends and family. Leave a comment to tell me what you think. Your feedback helps me create better stories. Stay tuned for more exciting tales coming soon. Once again, thank you for watching and being part of our story family.